So when we are talking about business, one of the aspects is that I want to grow and I want to grow by expanding myself or by investing or acquiring or by disinvesting. How would I grow? How would my company expand? And sometimes even contracting of a business is strategic expansion. So when you are taking strategic decisions like that, where the entire lifeline of the company can be at stake, you need to understand the playing partners and the powers that they carry through their planets. In most cases, when you're looking at large corporations, it does become very complicated. That you want to expand and you want to expand a US company to the Dubai situation, and that's a lot of law out there, that's a lot of incentives out there, that's a consultant's job. But from the chairperson's perspective, is that a good move is my job. From the perspective of when you're going to let go of a company or branch out into or divest into a new line of work is a project manager's job perhaps or a project executioner's job. I need to understand who the key stakeholders are in every decision that the company takes in terms of mergers and acquisitions, investments and disinvestments, and growing geographically, growing demographically, etc. And once I've identified the key players, then I sit about on my drawing board to figure out what should be my line of work and suggestion to the company board or the chairperson. And that's where I deal with, and I look at only the big man who's going to make the final decisions. It works like that. But this is very complicated, trust me. I have had that conversations many a times where 4 or 5 companies have been merging, or 5 brothers and now 5 wives as directors, have 2 children each now coming in, and they have plants all across the country. Somebody wants to take it abroad, somebody wants to buy a US company. Now there was a company in Canada that somebody wanted to buy. The son and the daughter-in-law fancied being in Canada, so they just wanted to acquire a company just by going there. Now these kind of tricky questions come to me all the time when it comes to family businesses. And that's the same thing again. You go back to the drawing board, you take those 20 people's charts out, you study, you analyze, you suggest. Planets, numbers, it's all planets and numbers.